Mira is a non-profit organization that trains seeing-eye dogs. Mira had trained over 1,000 dogs.
My name is Simon, and my friend's name is Jordan, like the River Jordan. He went to school to learn how to help people who are blind. He became a guide dog. When those who are blind go somewhere with their cane, it takes them a long time because they have to always go and sweep their cane in front of them. If we take away their cane and we give them a guide dog instead, the dog will make sure they don't bang into anything. The dog will make sure that they don't fall off the sidewalk. The dog will take care of them when they cross the street in traffic.
Lucio has had Dali, his seeing eye dog, for 6 years. Dali was bred and trained at Mira.
Before I had my guide dog, I was using a cane, but even with the mobility training and the orientation training that we get, it's always more dangerous with a cane than with a guide dog. There are places I did not go by myself. There are many times I didn't go out by myself because of, just a cane, and it was very frustrating at times because, you try to get back, you have appointments, you have meetings and whatnot. So it's very frustrating when you have to cancel out due to weather and other circumstances. But with the guide dog, with Dali, I wasn't faced with these circumstances anymore because under any circumstance, he's always been there for me. And it's reintegrated me back into the community, and it's been real fun with the help of the Mira Foundation, who has given me this dog to get around and to get my life back on track. It's been a great and wonderful experience. And working with my dog and my dog working with me, we make a fantastic team together, and we understand each other well so that we can do and go anywhere that we please.
The best dogs for the job of guiding the visually impaired are Labradors, Burmese Mountain Dogs, Lebanese, and the occasional Poodle for those with dog allergies. Mira not only trains the dogs, but also breeds them. Since their training starts when they are 1 year old, we wondered who looks after them when they are puppies.
What I did this morning before I came here, I went into a little house at the Mira School, at the foundation, and it's called the nursery. I saw some little baby puppies that were born last night. We have to ask families to keep that dog in their house for a whole year. Well, then you have to bring him back so that he can go to school for 6 months and then go and live with a blind person. Okay, that's a hard thing to do. And you have to have a very big heart to do that.
Roger and his family volunteer for Mira as a foster family.
Who and what inspired you to do your job?
Well, I think first it was after a big nervous depression, and I wanted to do something that helped me have more confidence into myself. And after the first dog, I realized that it was more important to help somebody than to help myself. It helps me more to help others than thinking of myself.
Do you like taking care of your dogs?
I love it, yes. When I start with them, it's always puppies, and I felt like I'm a nurse. I teach them to do their poop in the street and to be confident with people, to trust me when I go out with her, even if she's afraid.
What happens when a dog is taken away?
When they leave.
Yeah.
Well, when Mira calls us back to bring the dog, so most of the time they call us on the Friday, and on Saturday you bring your dog. So you have only one day to say goodbye to your dog. And so anyway, I think it's better like that. You don't have time to prepare to do the separation. It's you do it. First dog that we left, my daughter cried, and she felt like somebody took away her dog from her. And but from my son, he says that after the first dog, he was very proud of what he had done, so he was ready to start again. I feel like I'm doing a good job. And I think most important for me is to help somebody. I prefer that than to have a dog for my own.
The Mira Foundation's training facilities is located just outside Montreal, Quebec. Once the dogs leave their families, they are brought here to be trained as a seeing eye dog. Over the 6 months of training, they learn how to keep their owners safe from the dangers of the city.
We can house over 100 dogs here at the same time. They're all in outside enclosures, okay? Because the enclosures outside are much bigger and they can play, and there's usually 4 dogs in each enclosure. You'll notice how the sidewalks are made here. We have low curbs, we have slope curbs, we have higher ones. This is our 4-cornered intersection where the dogs are trained that if they leave the sidewalk, and they are given the command to go forward, to cross the street, they go straight to the other sidewalk. They learn never to go diagonally into the street. Okay. And when their training is more advanced, the trainers are training their dogs here, and other trainers are driving around with the cars and trucks and vehicles to make sure that the dog learns that if he's crossing the street and a vehicle comes, he will recuperate the sidewalk immediately. This is an innovation. If you look up here, you'll see that rail, that track that runs around?
Yeah, nice shot.
It runs around the sidewalks all the way around the kennels.
Okay.
And we can hang mannequins from it. The trainers have a remote control. And if they zap the control, the mannequins will be walking around on the sidewalk to train the dogs to find a way around the people without stepping off the sidewalk. Notice there's a groove in the sidewalk there.
Yeah.
Now, the reason for this
And now you're unsending it?
is that we can fill it with water, right? Yeah. And if we fill it with water, some dogs don't like to walk in puddles. But now if they're guiding somebody in town and it's been pouring rain and there's puddles on the sidewalk, we don't want the dog to get off the sidewalk into the street to go around it.
Right.
We teach him that he shall walk through it. We have 3 cats here. And of course the reason we have cats is to train the dogs when they're working with their harness on and a cat walks under their nose, they have to ignore it and keep doing their job. These are guide dogs in training. They're not too far from being ready.
Okay.
These dogs are a year and a half, a year and 3/4. They're probably, I think right now they're probably about 5 months done. When the blind class comes here, they're brought down to the kennels on the first morning, and they'll be working in the kennels here to start with a few obstacles. And then they'll be working outside a little bit around the kennels and up and down here between the buildings. Okay? We work with different guide dogs until we see the perfect match. that this dog goes really well with you. There's a bonding there, there's working and clicking. Not only a helper, but a true friend.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me.